throwing ideas around, and true to form, Russell said, why isn't it just a great big whale in a warehouse?
It was designed to be one of Torchwood and Doctor Who's biggest monsters, one of the biggest things we've ever created, but not in terms of like big and evil, the literal size. This was a chance to sort of explore the strangeness of life that you get out there.
The design team went away and drew a concept picture of what they felt the whale would look like within the warehouse.
Well, hey, there we are. And there we are, done. Wow.
Initially, we were a little fanciful with it. It looked a bit too beautiful and exotic, and then we decided that if it looked like that, they'd exhibit it. It would be a freak show. And then I think we just came up with the idea of a giant kebab.
There it is. I had to sit for the time I was drawing it, going, look, it's this simple. I really don't want it complicated. It's meat, scythe, an eye, and that's it.
The scale is what was the big thing. So we had to go and find this huge, great warehouse, which we've often filmed in, but we'd never been to this space, which is basically this huge hangar.
And action artist.
That's amazing.
We had this 50-foot crane, which is just incredible. I've not touched a 50-foot crane before, you know, it's super, super techno. We had that for 2 days, and it was just amazing. The team that were involved in that, you know, the grip team and the camera department, was just so intense and focused on trying to get these shots. It was worth it, because, you know, some of the stuff we got, I don't think I'll get again.
The cat of the actual animal is actually there.
That's disgusting.
So we could play in amongst that, which is this big blood-soaked, soppy, big sponge thing, and obviously that was CGI'd onto the huge, big creature.
Like a sirloin or a fillet?
It's a good laugh to do as well, you know, because there's nothing there. You're just looking at something and, you know, so where's the eye then? So the eye, you see it, opens here, and you're there, and this is there, and how big is it? And, you know, they're telling you all this.
It was just trying to convince them that, you know, it's there and it's making these sounds, and I think there's various times when you hear me going, oh, and all of this other stuff that's kind of like, you know, and yes, it is kind of funny, and you can see them behind the eyes going, no. But they're giving it, and, you know, they do, and it comes off, it works, it really does.
We'd had a little show on the computer of something of what it was going to resemble.
It usually starts off with getting the shape of it right and rigging it to animate. So that's all this is really, is just, this is the first shot where Rhys sees it for the first time.
It just keeps growing, no matter how much we cut it.
That's the final model which everything is based on. This is a close to completed shot. That one there gives us detail and texture to the lighting. Well, that's a reflection pass, because it's an undersea creature. They're keeping it wet to keep it alive. So those are reflections which we subtly add in over the top of this, which was just the basic colour, that's the basic texture of it, and then that's the final result.
Rhys, as the faithful boyfriend of Gwen, has always been kept in the dark, has no idea about Torchwood or indeed about alien life until this week.
She introduces him to Torchwood, and he doesn't run away.
Captain Jack Harkness, thanks for dropping in, Rhys.
It becomes a sort of rite of passage for the two of them as to will their relationship survive through that.
Rhys is Gwen's long-suffering boyfriend, you know.
Oh, he lives here?
He's just an everyday guy. It's not even so much mundane, it's just like he's an average blue-collar worker.
Why doesn't he just go and marry a really nice girl who's got a nice normal job, comes home, eats lasagna, has a glass of wine, makes love, has a lovely time, but wouldn't that be a boring life? Instead, he's got Gwen Cooper, who saves the world.
He does put up with a lot, doesn't he, from his, you know, wife-to-be.
One night off, you promised. Don't you dare. If you go now, Gwen!
Gwen's had to lie an awful lot to him.
The police have taken the meat out the back of the van. You any idea why?
How would I know?
The funny thing is, Rhys discovers the truth about Torchwood. He doesn't discover everything that's ever happened. If we look back at Series 1, there's an awful lot of things Gwen isn't telling him. In the first series, we planned to kill Reese.
I'm Reese.
We were going to bump him off in the last episode and he was going to be dead.
Gwen's boyfriend.
But we like Kai Owen, the actor who plays Reese, so much. It's literally, we thought we can't kill him.
Oh, you're here.
Weren't you just here a minute ago?
You're here.
So when we came to look at Series 2, it was one of our great joys, actually. One of the first decisions we made was like, we can't make this guy look like a sap any longer. He's got to be aware of what's going on. So, and then that very quickly became a very big story.
I can't believe he's just stunned what he's seen, this alien whale, this alien beast. He's scared, he doesn't know, his mind's racing. And where the bloody hell is Gwen in all this as well? I think he can't believe it. He can't believe this is happening in Cardiff, in his capital city, in Cardiff, you know what I mean? This is the finale to episode 4, where Torchwood come to save the whale, save the beast, save the alien.
And action.
Dale, don't be an idiot. Show yourself, my super delivery boy!
Yanto and Reese are hostage, and Reese dives in front of Gwen and takes the bullet for her in his shoulder. So, good scene. Long scene, but good.
Bang, 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 bang. Sound speed.
The bullet hit was brilliant. I was stunned how it worked. Really, really brilliant. I've been shot before, but never this sort of graphic and this special effects way. The guys are brilliant. What they did, you know, fantastic.
Kai had never done the script things, you know. It's like, I'm not a hero, I don't do those sort of things, you know. John does that, or Byrne does that, you know. It's just like, I don't do that. What does it do? And I've said, well, it really hurts, man. And there's just that little look. Nah, he's kidding me, isn't he? You know.
Action.
Make a money here. This is my business. For the first time in my life, I've actually got something for myself.
Dale, stop! Stop, because to walk away from this.
You lied to me.
Not bad. Okay, and cut.
And the shirt, the jacket, the blood and all that. Fantastic.
But, you see, and I think that is a general reaction, you know, because no matter what anyone tells you, it does naturally nip. It nips a bit, I think is the word.
Oh, it's okay,
Sorry. And you actually feel, you know, a little push. Nothing massive, but you know, it helps. It was great.
So there's a genuine sort of like, from him, which I think was a great reaction, you know. For a big lad, it was a great reaction. You know.
Getting the better of the bullies drama over on BBC One Wales now at Waterloo Road. Here on 2W, it's one tough competition, an hour-long MasterChef including the quarter-final, while on BBC 3, semi-final action at the Africa Cup of Nations.